Hey everybody, Coach Toolshed here, and today I want to bring you a video that's just going to be some breaking news that's just come down the pike. I actually had another video that I was already done with, ready to upload this afternoon, and then something new has come along and I wanted to let you guys know about it right away. So basically we have gotten some talk about the Fallout 76 beta and when that's going to be coming down the pike. And as you know, ever since the announcement of Fallout 76, we've been able to pre-order the beta, and the promise was, if I'm reading directly from their pre-order page, it says, pre-order now to get access to the Fallout 76 beta when available. So that's what we've known for a little bit over a month now. If you pre-order, you'll be able to have access to the beta. So today, on a Bethesda general discussion forum on the Bethesda website, they dropped an announcement and they let us know that starting in October, we'll be selecting people who have pre-ordered the game from a participating retailer to enter our beta. We'll start small and grow over time as we prepare for launch. And then this caused a little bit of a hubbub because the way that's worded, it makes it sound like we almost wouldn't have access to it, and they were going to be randomly selecting who was going to be allowed to do the beta. And they did come on an hour later and clarify. It says, edit, to clarify, everyone who pre-orders at a participating retailer will be included in the beta. And it also goes on to say that they will have more announcements about Fallout 76 at QuakeCon, which is going to be coming up in just a few weeks. So, reading this thing here, it says they'll be starting in October. They will begin selecting people from the list of everyone who's pre-ordered the game, and it looks like they're going to be having a staggered release on when you can get the beta. Now, we already know that Xbox will have the access to the beta ahead of time, and actually it even says if you want to watch the live stream of QuakeCon to go to Mixer. So they're really, as we know, Bethesda and Microsoft do have that relationship where they like to help each other out, and Bethesda and Microsoft kind of scratch each other's backs when it comes to stuff like that. But, so, what does this mean about the beta? So, a couple things I thought about when I first saw this. It kind of got me a little bit concerned because this whole thing, they're going to be randomly selecting, drawing names about who is allowed to participate in the thing. And the problem that I'm having with this, for starters, is, for one, they're making you jump through a bunch of hoops. If you go to that FAQ, they give you, there's a list of steps that they want you to take, and for starters, you have to create a Bethesda.net account, which I imagine is probably because you're going to have one anyway to play online, similar to how you have to have a Bethesda.net account if you want to install Creation Club mods or stuff like that. They want you to sign up. So I'm assuming that is part of the sign-up process for that. But, to be honest, most of the times when I do a beta, I don't have to go to a website and get a confirmation code and go and enter all this other stuff. I usually just download a beta. So all this cloak and dagger stuff with hiding... First off, you're hiding the beta behind a pre-order, and now you're telling us that you're going to stagger the pre-order. So when it says pre-order now to get access to Fallout 76 beta when available, you should have added when available and we select your name, because it's not going to be when available, because there'll be people playing it and I won't have access to it if I pre-order, unless you pick my name. And something tells me that if I, Coach Toolshed, decided to pre-order this game, that somehow my name would mysteriously not be picked for the first few days of the beta process. Not that anyone there would have seen any of my videos, I'm not saying that, but just something tells me I probably would not be selected right at the top of the pile. That's just speculation. But what else do we know from this? So, again, in October, I coincidentally just went over this stuff in my video from the end of last week, and I talked about some other games that are big name that are coming out in October. So you're going to have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Call of Duty is coming out in the middle of October, but what else comes out at the end of October? Something I talked about last time. Oh, it's something called Red Dead Redemption 2. So, what's going to happen to this beta here? Are they going to try to bury this right during the launch date of Red Dead Redemption 2? Is that what they're going to do? Because we don't really know. After all, the date when the bombs fell in the lore is kind of at the end of the month. So it maybe they would want to tease it in that sort of way and say, oh, you know, here's the beta coming on that in the end of the month. But like I said in my last video, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be right in that last week of October wheelhouse. So depending on when they decide to actually start releasing this beta, you know, who knows? This beta could be getting buried. And based on the fact that they're also making you jump through a lot of hoops to actually play the beta, you have to go to their website, you got to go to their FAQ, you got to go find your receipt and dig up the confirmation code, then you got to create an account. I mean, it's all this stuff that they want you to do. They can't just say, oh, here, you pre-ordered it, bang. Say you pre-ordered it on a console. Well, they should already have all your information because it's tied to your account. If you have it on PC, you know, that's a different story, but if you already are tied to that account, why do you have to go and register all this crap? Like I said, it probably has to do with the online functionality, but I've played a lot of online betas before, and I can't remember anywhere I had to jump through all these hoops to actually play a beta. Generally, you just download the thing and play it. So, I don't know. That's kind of something that's got me thinking, they don't really want to get too many eyes on this. And the fact that it's so late, what does that say? That tells me, well, they're not really ready to show it off just yet. And so for all the people who's been using the excuse of, well, wait till the beta, they'll adjust everything after the beta, they can fix everything after the beta. Well, like we've seen in a lot of cases, games don't usually change that much after the beta. And a lot of people try to use that as a shield in their defense and be like, well, guys, settle down. This is just the beta. They'll fix it. This is just the beta. They'll fix it. We saw that earlier in the year with, say, a game like Sea of Thieves, when the beta came out and people were like, oh, this seems a little bit empty. And they're like, nope, wait, you'll see. All the content will be there. This is just the beta. You guys are blowing this out of proportion. They'll fix everything after the beta. And then what we see with Sea of Thieves, it came out, and it was just like we saw in the beta with bare bones content and everything else. And sure, I'm not ragging on Sea of Thieves if you're a Sea of Thieves fan, okay? I'm just saying that's what happens. And we see that a lot with a lot of different betas. People, if the beta comes out and people aren't necessarily happy with how the game is working out, a lot of people will jump to it and just be like, you guys are complaining over nothing. This is just the beta. You guys are complaining over nothing. But as we've seen time and time and time again, these games don't change that much after the beta. In a beta like this, when it's going to be literally, if it's in the middle of October or at the end of October, it's going to be mere weeks, a month at most before launch. So they're not going to have time to make sweeping, broad changes to the dynamics of the game. There's going to be certain systems in place that are going to be staying there. They're not going to be able to switch them on the fly. Now, yes, they'll be able to change some things, but it won't be these really broad, overarching type of things where we're going to see all sorts of different gameplay changes, different balancing changes that may need to occur. We don't really know. And we still don't know much details about the beta, but I suppose that doesn't really matter. And they did say that we will get more information at QuakeCon, which again is coming up in August, just a couple of weeks from now. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's going to be August 9th through 12th. So sometime, like I said, just in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some more information. Hopefully, maybe they'll be shedding a little bit more light. They've had, by that time, they'll have had a couple of months to get some feedback from us, and maybe they'll have some more concrete answers, kind of some stuff that I've been talking about, some stuff that I want to know about, and I'm sure a lot of you guys also want to know about some of this information that we've been discussing on the channel and that I've seen discussed elsewhere across the internet and on YouTube and whatnot. So this brings me to a question that I have for you guys, everyone watching this video, people who've been listening to me rant and rave and bitch and moan about the game. Do you guys want me to try and get into this beta, and do you want me to pre-order the game? Because I'm of two minds when it comes to this. One, I don't want to give Bethesda my patronage. I don't want to give them my money. I don't want to give them my time necessarily with this game. I don't want them to get support from me financially for this game. On the flip side, I have kind of put my foot out and said what I think about this game, and like it or not, even though I have a very small channel and my views are not what a bigger channel will do, I have put my foot out on this game, and so I feel like it's kind of something that's I'm obligated to try the product out myself and bring you guys my opinion on it in as an unbiased manner as I can possibly do. And I'm willing to admit if I play the game and I'm just loving it, because there's been a lot of games where I bought it and I played it for maybe even a few hours. I'm like, I really hate this. But once I got through it, got a little further, I was like, oh man, I really like this game. So I've been wrong before, and I will admit if I actually think that the game is all right. But if the problems that I've been talking about over the last few weeks about this game, if they're all present and they're not addressed like some of us hope that they will be addressed, then I also would like to give you that information. And I feel like it's only best if I give it to you firsthand, because I'm at the point now where I don't really buy what a lot of these main sites are telling you, and I mean especially the mainstream sites, but even some of the YouTube channels. I mean, I just don't really trust a lot of people's reviews when I feel like they might be too heavily influenced by Bethesda themselves. Maybe they're too tightly connected. And I don't want to say that people can't remain, unobjective about things, but I do feel like that really clouds your judgment when you have like a personal relationship, or when your livelihood necessarily kind of depends on Bethesda. I feel like you're going to have a hard time really smashing the beta too hard if it needs smashing. Like I said, maybe I'm totally wrong about everything I've been saying, and they've addressed all this stuff, and I've just been, ranting and raving over nothing. Maybe that's the case. But so, like I said, do I want to support them financially, or do I want to give you guys the first-hand account? I feel like that is probably worth more at this point to give you guys my opinion than the $60 it would cost me, because the money is not really an issue. I can afford the pre-order. That is not the issue. So, but I want to hear what you guys think. So take the money out of it, as far as money coming out of my pocket, because that's not the issue. My issue would be more supporting them financially and giving them one more person on the pile that has bought their game. Or do I bring you guys my first-hand opinion, as opposed to, well, I saw this online and I've been watching a lot of Twitch streams, because I feel like that is not a great way to get a feel for the game. I feel like you got to have the thing in your hands yourself. You need to know, does the shooting feel right? Am I in the menus too long? Reading reviews and watching streams doesn't do it for me. Maybe it does it for you, but I need some more information. Do you guys want that sort of information from me? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this beta being so late in the process here. And once again, to everyone who says, oh, they'll fix everything after the beta, guys, no, they won't. It's going to take time. These patches take time. Balancing changes take time. That is a fact. Happens with everybody. So, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm Coach Toolshed. Had to get you this info. My next video, I don't even know if I'm going to post it now. I might have to redo it because it was about stuff from last week. So I don't know. I might have to redo my next video. But I will be talking to you guys soon. I'm Coach Toolshed. And as always, keep it turned to 11.